All right, guys, it is time to talk some geek, y'all. We got a lot to talk about today, especially Ahsoka, baby. I mean, that episode of Ahsoka, y'all. Let me tell you guys, if you've been following me on Twitter, even my own channel on Geekly Goods, anywhere on the web pretty much that I'm at, y'all will know that I have not loved Ahsoka. I've really enjoyed it, but I have not loved Ahsoka. This episode I've loved, so I'm excited to talk about it with Loretto, who has his headgear ready to go, y'all. And we got Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. We finally saw that trailer, y'all, and that's actually where we're going to start the conversation today because we got to talk about this trailer. Kind of like I just said about Ahsoka. I really think it looks cool, looks fun. I don't know if I'm that excited, but what's going on, Keizi? What's going on, Laser? Joe-san, good to see y'all. Pretty funny you say that, Keizi, about Aquaman making over $1 billion, because what's funny is if it just does that and shocks us, like, honestly, it's going to be hilarious. I don't think it's going to make that much, but I think it's going to make a little higher than, I think it's going to be higher than what we've seen this year from DC. Like, it'll probably be their win, really. That's my opinion, but let me not gab too long, guys. Let me get Loretto in here. What's going on, man? How are you? How things been? You been out on vacay, man? Tell us about Epcot.
My man. Good evening, everybody. So glad to be back. Oh, my Lord. I was roasting in Florida with the tropical humidity and sweating my ass off, but I had a wonderful time. I finally watched that episode of Ahsoka, and despite Twitter totally fucking spoiling the whole thing for me, I still enjoyed myself. I was still extremely emotional as a Clone Wars devout, Clone Wars Rebels fan. Blew my mind, man. I couldn't be more happier with an episode. And thank you, Tyler. Ahsoka is in the building, y'all. You're muted, Leo.
No, Ahsoka pulling up, baby. Listen, that episode, man.
Be still, my heart.
That was a hell of an episode, bro. I can't wait to talk about it with you. But we got to talk real quick, man. We got to get down to business, bro. We got to talk about this recent trailer that came out for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Look, man, I'm going to be real with you, Loretto. I saw the trailer, and I will agree with the consensus. It looks fun. I will say, Patrick Wilson and Jason Momoa looks like they're going to have a lot of fun together. And it looks visually pretty fun. I think it has Juan's visual flair and his style to it. I think it's really setting up to be a fun outing for the DCEU. But this would have been great 2 years ago. This would have been great if this was like, think about if this was nestled in like the Suicide Squad spot or something and you move the chains that way. This would have been great. But it feels oddly late. I feel like I'm kind of just like, all right, cool. Like, yeah, I'll be there. But am I going to love it? I don't know. I'm looking at the trailer, and I will say Black Manta looks badass. Yaya looks great. The mask looks cool. It's cool to see the cool helmet that he has. But this just rings too late. I've watched the trailer maybe twice now, 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, I can't find myself like overjoyed about it. I'm going to pass it to you, man. I'm going to go first with the out of 10. I'm just going to go ahead and very first, before we start our rating, time to rate your height, baby. Let us know 1 to 10. I dang near forgot about that video.
I thought you forgot.
1 to 10. How we feeling about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom? Man, let me tell you, Lo, I'm at like a 7. I'm at like a solid, like, okay, cool. I'm pulling up. I'm going to have fun. I think it looks good. I like Momoa. I'm not out of my seat, like, excited about it, though. How are you feeling, man? What do you think?
So, I'm going to preface this with a hot take. Aquaman's my favorite DCEU film, guys. I took that a hair over Man of Steel and Suicide Squad, and yeah, I love James Wan. I really enjoyed the first one. I had a lot of fun with the adventure, man. I didn't care the fish man was in the desert. He had his teenage self looking all weird, yelling at Willem Dafoe in the beach, and like I don't know how many times Twitter has showed me that scene and talked about how bad that teenage actor was. But I mean, the Trench, like Tamura Morrison, Nicole Kidman. I loved the first Aquaman, but besides the point, this trailer has me mildly excited. I went from not caring about the film, from kind of being ick about Amber Heard being in the film still, but all that aside, the trailer kind of made me feel like, okay, maybe this might not be too bad. I like seeing God help me, what the hell was Patrick Wilson's name? He was like the Ocean Master.
Orm, yeah, Ocean Master.
Yeah, so seeing him and Momoa kind of teaming up a little bit, doing the villain teams up with the hero thing, that's kind of fun, especially those two in particular, and just knowing that, you know, Momoa is gonna be a little goofy and Wilson's gonna be that straight deadpan, like, you know,
yeah, right,
you know, like, so
you got the brothers, you got the good cop, bad cop dynamic on
yeah, they're gonna play off that really well, and I love Yaya. I'm really excited to see him again. Mantle looks insane, so I'm excited. Actually, I'm gonna give this an 8. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I think the trailer looked a little bit better than I thought. I was definitely, I guess I'm gonna be real with you, man. I almost expected them to come out the gate and straight up say, "I'm over it." Like like we're not even gonna have a trailer. Oh, what's going on, Shoria? Optimus played the.
I gotta rewatch the trailer.
They went ahead and they said, "Let's do that, Ant-Man, baby. We got this." Keizi saying, "Don't give him hope. Don't give him hope." Man, listen. Here's how I see it. I think part of it for me with Aquaman is that it just feels so late. Like if this movie had come out before The Flash, if it had come out before even Black Adam, I think I would be out of my seat excited. Like, wow, we're getting another good DCEU. But I'm like, oh wait, this is it, guys. Like, part of me is kind of like, should I wait for Max? No, because I know I don't want to see it.
I feel that though. Like the hype is just at an all-time low for everybody with DC, especially the past 3 or 4 films. So I feel you, man.
G. Colby's at a 6. Could be fun. Also find it funny how Amber Heard is in it for 3 seconds. Yeah. And then I will say I saw an article on my little Apple News notifications about like James Wan talking about Amber Heard's involvement in the movie. And I'm like, I'll probably read that a little bit later. But I was like, uh-oh. I hope it's not too bad. But yeah, we'll see what ends up happening with that role. It looks vastly diminished. And I will say, I watched that trailer twice, and not once was I like, "Oh no, Amber Heard." Like, admittedly, it doesn't kill it for me. Right. Now, I will say,
you're indifferent either way, right?
Right. I'm kind of just like, okay, like more Amber Heard, less okay. Barring the issues with Johnny Depp. Now, Daddy Aquaman, though, we go in the whole Daddy Thor route. Everybody having a kid now, man. I'm like, all right. Daddy Aquaman. It feels kind of weird because it feels like that might be the first 20 minutes of the movie. And it's like, all right, goodbye, Mira. This is what you're going to do for the whole movie.
Right. Like, kind of just fridge her with the baby. Like,
yeah,
there you go.
Like, all right, I'm going to give you my blessing to stay here with my dad and the baby. Bye. And it's like, oh. Oh, my goodness. Oh, not a fan, Laser.
Amber Turd.
Oh, gee, 4 out of 10. Good visuals, don't sell me. Hey, I feel it, man. The visuals look really, really great, but I just think it seems kind of fun. Is he getting the hook? Possibly. Maybe before the end of the movie, we end up seeing him get the hook. But the only reason why I think Isaac he won't get the hook hand is because I almost feel like this is a conclusive universe. So it's like, why give him the hook hand if he's not even coming back?
What's up, John?
What's up, John? Good to see you, man. Jason Momoa is a daddy. Yeah, he's a dad. Aquaman dad. A simple man making his way to the galaxy.
Yes.
Aqua
well
Daddy. Said. He is Aqua Daddy. Yeah, you know. Oh no. Yeah, for those who don't know, Aquaman's kid gets killed by Black Manta. Yes, in the comics.
Spoiler alert.
Killed. I don't think it's gonna happen in the movie, so I hope not.
I was gonna say,
I'm sorry, but
knowing DCEU, they are totally putting that in the movie.
Well, hold on, man. That comic came out 20, 30 years ago now. That ain't my fault. But I don't think they're gonna go that dark with this. I just don't think. I don't think they're gonna do that. But that's what happens. That is what happens in the comic, unfortunately. And I'm like, I don't think they're gonna go there. And then people think they're gonna do that and the hook hand. I don't think they're. I'm gonna just be real here. I don't think they're doing either. The hook hand, it just feels so inconclusive. Oh no! Don't say that, Tyler. Don't say that. We don't want to see kids go down like that. We don't want to see that. But yeah, Aquaman Last Kingdom, 7 out of 10. Lois at an 8 out of 10. Hopefully it'll be good, guys. Hopefully it'll be good. But next up, we were talking our top 5 Star Wars moments, guys. This is a Star Wars stream today because of the Ahsoka episode 5, which part of that release schedule they've got going on makes me feel like it comes out so early in the week. Like, I'm like, dude, it's already Sunday. And I'm like, dang, we already 2 days away from the new one. Movie DC, it might be a switch. Like his son could be Garth. Yeah. I don't know about that, Joe son. I don't know about making his son Aqualad, because I think the whole like charm of these sidekicks is them not being the son. Besides Damian Wayne. What if the kid does die, and that's why the test? Yeah, so I will say this, Keizi, if that was what made people walk out, I think I will be upset about a child dying as well. I wouldn't like that. I'm gonna be real. Jar Jar Binks. When is Jar Jar coming? Is that one of your top 5, Laser? Below, man, I know you was prepping up your top 5, and I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm totally saying it off the dome. Low, let me know, man. Number 5, where you going for Star Wars? Top 5 moments, baby.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, I got a lot of hot takes here, but really fast. I just want to do some quick honorable mentions. Honorable mention to the Battle of Hoth. I think it's also one of the most incredible battles put on screen, and I just couldn't fit it into my list. Shouts out when the Jedi come to rescue Anakin and Obi-Wan on Geonosis, the Battle of Geonosis, seeing all the Jedi together for the first time. Amazing. But with that being said, my number 5, and you know what? Some people might actually be mad at me about this, but I love when Rey finally harnesses the Force to pull in the lightsaber at the end of The Force Awakens.
Oh, that shit's amazing, bro.
with the score, when it finally hits her hand, she lights it, and Kylo looks at her like, "Oh, damn! Like you could do that." And that moment for me, man, it really tied in with the original trilogy, and it really made me feel like, okay, like JJ gets it. Like this is freaking Star Wars. It made me want to stand up and cheer for Rey, and it's a character that I really liked, regardless of Rise of Skywalker and where she ended up. But that Force Awakens, I love that film, and that moment was probably the best moment in the entire film for me.
Oh, that was such a good moment. Like, especially to come back to Star Wars and have that moment in the film, and not to mention like the use of Anakin's and Luke's lightsaber. Jesus, I almost said sky saber. The Skywalker lightsaber being really passed down, and weird way that we got to her being a Skywalker, but I mean, it kind of like made sense, right? It was like, okay, this was like the 3rd generation Skywalker that it passed to, so it was so cool. And I think we were all kind of speculating, right? It was like, oh, is that Luke's? Is she Luke's?
Right. No, and what's funny, the whole time I was like, isn't that Anakin's? Like, you know, like
right. It was kind of like, ain't that his?
Right. I was just like, all right, let's just roll with it. I
definitely thought when that moment happened, I was like, this woman is a Skywalker. I'm going with it. Man, what if they said she was a Kenobi? God, that would have been so damn cool. Okay, we're going down a rabbit hole here. I'm sorry. Because like I have so much like I got a lot, but my number 5, gosh, there's so many great scenes from this series, but my number 5 involves Luke Skywalker. It is not the Mandalorian, which that is a honorable mention. I'll just go ahead and mention that before this. That bringing Luke back in that way, would have loved if they just would have cast Sebastian Stan, but that was a great Luke Skywalker moment. I'm going to separate these 2 moments out, though. And number 5, I'm going to go with Luke's confrontation with Sidious right after his battle with Vader, when he said, I'm a Jedi like my father before me. I love that moment. I love that it solidifies that a Jedi actually chose to stay a Jedi, and a Skywalker Jedi at that. Before we introduced Kylo Ren or anything like that, a Skywalker Jedi chose the light and chose to stay in the light, even though that pull to the dark was always there. It's in their bloodline. And I love that he chose to believe in his father in that moment and believe that that little piece of Anakin Skywalker inside of Darth Vader does live. And it was that moment that really got the gears turning back for Anakin of like, okay, I'm not Darth Vader anymore. So it really brought Anakin Skywalker back, that whole sequence, in my opinion, plus a little bit of build up with the battle with him. But I definitely think it was that moment that was like, I can't be Darth Vader anymore. And I love that Luke threw his lightsaber down because he was willing to just not even fight, not even kill or succumb to the evil that was engulfing him. But because when he's like fighting Vader, you guys saw Return of the Jedi, like he got angry and was using the dark side in order to beat Darth Vader and damn near killed him. But
Palps was like, yes, feel the hatred run through.
Feel the hatred run through you. Yeah. I was just like, man, that man was going in. But I love that. Absolutely top 5 Star Wars moment for me. I separated that from the fight with Vader because I'm going to include that somewhere else. Spoiler. But I really love that final sequence right before Vader throws him down the corridor, before he even zaps Luke. I just love the confrontation. I'm a Jedi like my father before me. Love it. Love it, man. Where are you going for number 4?
Such a brilliant line, man. Hold on. I totally lost my list. Oh, here it is. All right. Number 4, we're going to the sequel trilogy. No, that's not what it's called. We're going to the prequel trilogy. Battle of the Heroes. Seeing, Obi-Wan and Anakin on Mustafar, man. The second they stare each other down, the whole, you turned her against me. You've done that yourself. Oh man. And then
it's so good.
That, me and them like twirling the damn lightsabers like 5 different times and then ending up in the lava. And then of course finally I have the high ground. I mean, just the score, oh my God, it's just, it gave me chills back in 2005. I was in the theater just in awe of the epicness of the moment, just seeing
so goddamn good.
Seeing these two like brothers just going at it, man. And then that final moment, you were the chosen one. Oh my God, my heart. It was like even though we know that Anakin turns, it was still hard to kind of just see that like affirmation between them that they are like I hate you. He's like totally releasing himself from Obi-Wan, and Anakin truly dies in that moment, and that's such a sad thing to realize as a fan of the franchise. So, Battle of the Heroes, man, that's my number 4.
Dang, I thought you would have had that one a little higher, but you know what? I'm gonna have a real hot take, y'all. I'm gonna have a hot take, and a lot of Star Wars fans will hate me for having this take, because to have this in the top 5 is probably criminal. But go ahead. I didn't love the show, and I will admit I was underwhelmed with the show, but God damn, the last 20 minutes of Kenobi. That shit was perfect, man. Like, to have him go up against Anakin, and not to mention it was another great lightsaber battle between the two of them, but to have it end with him saying, no, Obi-Wan, you did not kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. That was something else, man. And to have the mask cracked off like we saw him battling Ahsoka and Rebels, what a great way to represent that idea in live action. And to have Hayden Christensen come back and be in the suit, I thought was such a cool way to get these two back on screen together. And also just to give that emotional edge and really establish such an high emotional beat there. Fucking amazing, man. Like, what a great way to come back around to that story after episode 3, when we wonder what happens between episode 3 and 4. And then you have this incredible moment come up in the Kenobi series, which seems so random, but appear in the Kenobi series. And I loved it. I loved it, man. I loved McGregor's performance. I loved, of course, Hayden Christensen coming back. Love seeing both of them on screen together. But what's funny is it's like time in real life has passed by, so it really lit to that moment. And seeing going back to that, it feels somewhat like it feels almost like the 10 years actually happened. I mean, it did. You know, it's weird kind of like correlation with reality where it's like, okay, 10 years actually happened for us, and we come back to this 10 years later with this attachment. And you know, that's what the prequels did so well. They built Anakin Skywalker to be a character we actually loved, because to such an extent that we, every time you watch Revenge of the Sith, you're like, don't do it, don't do it. But you know he's going to do it. We knew that when we watched the Phantom Menace. But you get to Revenge of the Sith and you're like, don't do it. And it's moments like these coming back around to that. Amazing, bro.
And I was going to say, I didn't love the series either, but man, that was a good moment. And gave me chills kind of hearing the Vader, James Earl Jones voice going in and out and mixing in with Hayden's voice.
Yeah,
the sound design on that was brilliant. And the freaking look, that look in Hayden's eyes, man, you just know like his soul has left the building, man. He's gone. Like
Najee Kobe saying he thought I was gonna say the Jack Black and Lizzo cameo. Come on, G Kobe, I'm better than that.
I know. And then honestly, what was wrong with my boys on Tatooine? You was talking about the Power Ranger bikes. I didn't mind the gang, man. The mods or whatever they were called.
I did not like them, man. I was like, I did not need these Power Ranger folk coming in. If you want to do it at the top of the series, go for it. But damn, episode 3, when we're all these flashbacks through. Sorry, we'll talk about that another day. But I'll toss it to you, my friend, for number 3.
All right, so this moment, it's more so just... Okay, number 1, it's nostalgia. Number 2, it's a testament to John Williams, because, I mean, really, nothing's really happening that much in the scene. It's not really an action-packed sequence or anything, but my number 3 is the first time I saw the Binary Sunset in A New Hope. Hearing the score for the first time, that na, 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 na. I have it in my corner of my wall over here. They're right here. The 2 suns are right there, man, and that just made me feel like I felt the magic in that moment. You know, I seeing, you know, Luke staring off into the 2 suns, wishing for more to his life and wishing for a grand adventure, which he eventually does go on, and it's the start of everything. And again, it's a testament to John Williams.
So good, man.
It's just so freaking beautiful. And also shouts out to The Last Jedi for beautifully tying that back in when he finally becomes one with the Force as he fades away into the suns. And oh my God, I freaking cried that time, the first time I saw The Last Jedi. And it's just, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Like, what a great conclusion for that character. Listen, I could talk all day about how much I love The Last Jedi. I love that movie, man. Like, and that was the movie that brought us out of the midichlorian language and back into the forces and everything language. Because we were in that prequel language of everybody's got midichlorian counts and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this is not Dragon Ball Z, bro. Like,
right.
People don't got power levels like, oh my God. Remember they were in Phantom Menace and they're typing in that computer and they're like, oh my God, this boy has so many midichlorian. I'm like,
it's like,
what are we doing?
It's like mystical versus science, and sometimes it's okay to have some mystical, fantastical moments, you know? So.
Yeah, like I feel like the Force is in everything. The Force is in everyone. The Force is life, and I like that philosophy. The Last Jedi brought that back well. Not speaking of The Last Jedi, I'm going to throw in a Clone Wars moment that I absolutely had to get in here. The Siege of Mandalore, bro. That series was...
Yes.
That whole like 4-episode stint of just like seeing the Revenge of the Sith basically from Ahsoka's point of view, amazing, bro. The Siege of Mandalore, her versus Maul, phenomenal. Her seeing, I mean, you know, knowing about Order 66 and everything like that. It's just, dude. How could you top this? This series just, it's loaded with so many moments, but to see snips and it's great to get this show because now we get to see Ahsoka grow even further. But that was kind of like at the time, it was like, all right, here's her arc, bro. Like that was like kind of like, all right, man, we saw snips grow, we saw it happen. She went through it all, and then to get Rosario Dawson being an adult Ahsoka has been such a great surprise. But yeah, man, I love Ahsoka as a character, seeing her go through this whole arc, finally seeing her come back after she left the Order to the Siege of Mandalore. Loved it, baby. Loved it, man. We are on, I think we're on number 2, right? Yeah, number 2.
This is
You're
a
number
perfect
2, my friend.
This is a perfect transition because my number 2 is the Siege of Mandalore, baby.
Nice. So good, man.
And like,
So
I mean, obviously you highlighted some moments, but I mean, it truly is like a film upon itself, guys. Like, anyone that's not into Clone Wars cannot understand how epic it was to get those 4 episodes with a Lucasfilm production font. Like, it truly felt cinematic. Seeing the 501st paint their helmets in honor of Ahsoka with the orange, and they got her symbols on their helmets, like that brought me to a tear almost. And I love how Ahsoka was literally telling Rex, like, "Oh, you don't have to call me sir or salute me anymore. I'm not a part of the order." And he was like, "Of course, sir," and like stuff like that, and
right.
just he said it
He's
anyway.
like, nah, man, we know who you are.
Yeah, it's like he respects that she has always led them in the battle, and he will always honor her leadership. And that coming from a freaking Jango Fett clone, like, oh, you love that, because I mean the clones are all about honor and loyalty, and
I love how much that show humanized the clones, and I'm dying for like a Star Wars droid show that does that. And I know that it's a little harder with the droids and stuff, but I'm dying for some kind of droid character, barring C-3PO, that has like actual feelings and actual like gosh,
hey,
love that show, man.
To a point though, we've gotten nothing but great droids throughout the franchise.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like K2SO, Woyang right now,
R2,
Chopper,
iconic Chopper.
But
his little live action debut.
to go back really quickly to Siege of Mandalore, man, like of course the duel with Maul, but also like seeing Order 66 through Ahsoka's eyes, and seeing her, like I was just talking about the 501st. They're saluting her, painting their helmets, and they literally turn their guns on her an episode or two later in the finale. And
and to see her like reacting to that, and then she immediately has to defend herself, but not even take a breath to like grieve the fact that her master slaughtered Jedi younglings.
Right.
Crazy.
And then like, Rex having the guns on her, like tears in Rex's eyes. God, the emotion, man. Just incredible work by Filoni and his crew. Siege of Mandalore. It's a film. It's cinema, honestly.
They gotta slap that together and just put it in theaters, man. Like at this point, like
they really should.
We'll line up. Like, yeah, I'm like, just put that. They did release Ahsoka episode 5 to like some theaters, and I was like, scrolling for Denver, nothing.
I was gonna say
seated.
I would have been there in a heartbeat, man.
Heartbeat, bro. I was like, oh, Ahsoka episode 5, and then seeing episode 5, I was like, yeah, I would love to see that in a theater. Loved. Chopper somehow blitzing through people.
Chopper be murking fools.
Any love for Visions? I love Visions, bro. Like, what I love about Star Wars Visions is not even that it's anime. That's one big great thing about it. But I think the best thing about Star Wars Visions is it's a format that I've wanted to see Star Wars in a long time. It's completely anthology. I've wanted that for the longest time, and I'm like, that Star Wars Visions is doing something that the franchise really needs, and that's telling interesting stories outside of the Skywalker saga. And we got to get more of that, because we got that with Mando season 1. We had it with most of Mando, and then they said, psych, this is the Luke Skywalker show, which, listen, guys, I love that moment. I love Luke coming back, but let's be real, that kind of spawned, hey, bring him back, bring Ahsoka back. And again, I love Ahsoka, love Luke, but I want some stuff outside of all this. I'm ready to step outside of Order 66 and all that it has created. I'm ready to step outside of that. Clone Wars is low-key JJK season 2. Yeah, it is. But give us your number 1, Lo. I'll let you go first on the number 1.
Wait, what was your number 2?
Oh, my number 2, man, Battle of Mustafar, bro. Whew. Absolutely legendary fight. just, I mean, it's such an emotional moment. Like, it's such an emotional battle. And to go through these 3 movies and seeing them in theaters and finally seeing this one and finally gaining this attachment to Anakin that I think through the first 2 movies just didn't quite hit it right. But this one, you get in and they start with the battle in Revenge of the Sith. They start with that air battle, and you're just like, dude, Anakin, something's working this time that just the last 2 times wasn't quite there. But this Revenge of the Sith, props to Hayden and Lucas in this one, because they got it right this time. And it just, you really build up with that character throughout the Revenge of the Sith. And to have that climax, you were my brother, Anakin. I loved you, man. I felt like when LB1 said that, I was like, I feel like Anakin was my brother, bro. Like, I felt like I lost my bro in that battle. Emotional, beautiful, awesomely choreographed. Like, I think a little acrobatic, but I think that it really worked especially for like mid-2000s films. And I just think if you think of all of the lightsaber battles, I think it is like probably the most intense. Like, I mean, I think of ones that come after it. Like, I'm like, okay, Rey and Kylo in the Red Room, Rey versus Kylo in Rise of Skywalker. I think of battles after that, and they're just not as emotional. And this had such an emotional weight behind it. It wasn't just a lightsaber battle. It was master versus student, brother versus brother, father versus son. So many different threads of relationships in these 2 men. And just to see it like clashing literally through their blue lightsabers, man. Beautiful, bro. Beautiful. Now, part of me is like, what if Obi-Wan would have just hit that lightsaber and just whoop, shoved it right up in his head and said, bloop, kicked him right down into that lava.
There would be no galactic empire.
Right. I'd be like, there wouldn't have been no damn empire now, would there? But wonderful moment, man. I mean, one of the best in the series, easily. How about you, man? Number 1.
Shouts out, Colby. I love this moment. I love this moment. Somehow Palpatine has returned.
But no. It's like, what? Who wrote this screenplay, bro?
You know what's funny, though? In the theater, literally, he said that, and I couldn't roll my eyes harder. I was like, oh, God. Somehow he's back.
Somehow, cut to shot of JJ sweatingly writing in the back.
But anyways, let's go back to the positivity. So again, guys, get your tomatoes ready. This might be a hot take, but in my opinion, this is what the rebellion's all about. This is like a side of Star Wars that you don't understand until you grow up and you get past, oh, cool, laser sword. Oh, let's blow up a space station. No. The true like heart of being a hero, to me is symbolized by the sacrifice made by the Rogue One crew, and specifically Chirrut Imwe, when he just I am one with the Force and the Force is with me, and he blindly walks through the gunfire knowing he's probably gonna get gunned down, but he knows for the good of the rebellion he needed to flip that switch. And just seeing Donnie Yen, with his stick, I am one with the Force and the Force is with me, I am one with the Force, it just gave me chills, man. And then on the reverse side of that, after he died, his boy Balbus Maze with the big gun.
Man, don't ask me to remember his name.
I was to say, I can never know how to pronounce his name, but he returns the favor as well, and he goes off into a blaze of glory with his big gun. I'm one with the Force is with me.
Lowe's the one person that knows these characters for Rogue One. I'm like, man, I can't remember none of their names.
And to be fair, like they mention his name, but they literally mumble it like 3 times.
Right. I'm like Andor and Jin. That's
right. But like just the Rogue, like literally the Rogue One film is like my second favorite film in the franchise. It's my favorite of all the Disney era films, and just seeing the Rogue One sacrifice, to me that's just magical in for lack of better words. So
man, that Darth Vader scene in the end of that movie is absolutely phenomenal. Holy smokes. Like, and I love that scene for the fact we did not get spoiled on that shit. We just get to the end, it's like, they're concluding the film, we're wrapping up. Damn, Jin and Andor, they're dying. I mean, they're embracing their hug. And then to see that fucking red lightsaber ignite in a dark room is just like, bitch, what? I did not think we were going to get some Vader action in this. Man, G. Kobe, you ain't a Rogue One fan? Come on now. If we're talking the Disney Star Wars movies, what's your favorite one? Like, I would go Last Jedi and then right up underneath that Rogue One for me. Like, I don't know, man. I know Jin, Andor, and K2SO. Yep, that's about it too for me.
I think for the sake of the film, that's the ones they want you to remember. So.
Right? Oh, totally. They were the ones they put in the forefront the most, for sure. Joe-san said, "I miss Star Wars as it was back then because I collected lightsaber toys, Lego sets, action figures." Hey, I hear that, bro.
So I was being kind of dyslexic. I had it backwards. Baze Malbus is his name.
Oh shit! See, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that.
Right? Like if I offered
Malbus?
if I offered you $100, what was the name of the guy who was friends with Chirrut in Rogue One?
I'd be like, I ain't getting that $100, homie. You know what? I would have been like Andor, bro. Ha! Oh man, the first two acts of Rogue One are boring. I don't know. I find them to be a very, very good time. Now, my number one is so hard to pick a moment, and this is gonna be the generic answer, bro. But it brought me into cinema, and it brought a lot of people into cinema. I Am Your Father. That reveal just, as a fucking kid, it blew my fucking head off my shoulders. Like it was it was great. It was top tier. I did not see it coming. Obviously, back then I had only episode 1, and then episode 4, 5, and 6. Somehow I did not connect the dots that Anakin was like Darth Vader. I didn't connect the dots. So like I'm going through, I watched 1 first as a child. I watched 1 and then I go through 4, 5, get to 5, still haven't connected these dots. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the little boy. What? That's the kid? Yeah, that's the kid. Really, really fucking dope. Great reveal. One of the best in cinematic history. And I love that the behind the scenes stuff is that nobody knew that he was Luke's father. Nobody. And when he gave it to the man reading the line, he's like, all right, I'm the only one who knows. Darth Vader. Oh my God. Spoilers, bro. I should have put up a spoiler warning. I should have put up a spoiler alert, guys.
Laser's like, no.
But guys, it has been so fun talking Star Wars top 5 moments. There's so many. If you have one, let us know down in the comments, guys, because there's plenty to choose from. I mean, I had a couple of moments on there that, I mean, the Rey lightsaber one was one of mine. I mean, Maul versus Vader and Qui-Gon, or versus Qui-Gon and I said Vader. Wow, Qui-Gon and Kenobi versus Maul, really, really good. Vader versus Luke. A lot of Clone Wars stuff that's just, I mean, that episode in Clone Wars where Anakin is like controlling the father and the daughter or whatever, the light and the dark, that was crazy, bro. What an episode.
Mortis arc. Yes.
Yeah. What an arc. Yeah, I mean, that was like, what, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 or 6 episodes. It was really good, man. Really, really good. Amen. Amen, Jacoby.
That's how it's supposed to be, guys. It's all love here. We all love the same thing. We ain't got to be all nasty.
Notice how you come here, guys. There's no combat. Ain't nobody getting defensive. Ain't nobody. We all love what we love about Star Wars. We don't like what we don't like, and that's okay. Nobody's upset. Which I think me and Lo pretty much do agree on everything, though. I think you and I both loved The Last Jedi. Didn't like The Rise of Skywalker.
And we had 2 of the same moments in our top 5.
Yes, sir. Okay, another honorable one that you got, and I was like, I did not even think about that, was that Opening Horizon, bro. God, that's a good one. Fuck, that's a good one to put in the top 5. I was like, damn. How did it not make it in mine? Really, really good moment. And then I had one more honorable mention was Rey and Kylo's fight in the Red Room and everything before that, because that shit was amazing. When they ignited the saber and killed Snoke, I was like, Oh my God. A Skywalker. No, I'm sorry. An evil Skywalker won this time. So I was like, oh smokes. Wow. Great.
Also,
Great,
shouts out
great.
Andy Serkis because he ate that
Yeah.
scene up before he got
did,
chopped in
man.
half. His whole
I
like
can feel it. The darkness
Yeah.
within you igniting up.
No, and also just how he was toying with Rey and like she like threw her lightsaber around the room and he was like laughing at her. Like he was just
Right?
eating that scene up, man.
Man, I wish he was like more than just a random clone. Like, because you wonder who this guy is, bro. Everybody was like, remember all the theories are like, is it Windu? Is it
Plagueis?
Like,
Darth
definitely not. Right? Is it
Darth Plagueis? Like,
I'm like, I'm gonna be real with you. I would have loved if it was Plagueis. I mean, he's like, ha ha ha, Sidious thought he could defeat me. Like,
right,
okay,
like, I've been alive the whole time.
right? Like, I survived. Like, I would have been lit, bro. So imagine if that Snow got killed, and then he came back in the next one, and it was like, oh, that was a clone, and this is, whew, that would have been crazy. But
and real quick, I actually really like this scene too. Josan said he likes the scene where they're fighting on the Star Destroyer
like
with the
that
water.
too.
That's a really good fight too.
I do like that too, although I kind of wish that Rey would have just blitzed his ass right there, because I was just like, all right, Rise of Skywalker sure wasn't no Kylo, because I thought maybe that would have been a conclusive kind of, I tried to come back, but I just never saw back to the light or something. I thought maybe he was dead, bro. I was like, oh, okay, but hey, we can't have everything, right?
Hey, I was gonna say we needed more Ben Solo, man. But you know what? I think that's enough Rise of Skywalker talk for sure.
It is low, because I will go on a whole tangent about how I don't even think Ben Solo should have even came back in the franchise. Discussion for a different day, though. Guys, we're going to move on to our main meat and potatoes of the show.
All right. So let's jump right in, kind of get a feel on the pulse of the box office, y'all. Looks like horror is back in time for spooky season. The Nun 2 led the way for this weekend's box office with a $14.7 million haul, and A Haunting in Venice, surprisingly, is right behind with $14.5 million. I'm not surprised, because even though I know like The Nun got horrible reviews, but some people just love to be scared, especially around this time of year. And sometimes I think we can finally say maybe Barbie and Oppie are kind of finally starting to see the downward slope of their run. I think enough people have seen Barbie and Oppenheimer like 3 or 4 times. They both are pretty much, I think Oppie's not a bill yet, right? It's just at 900 mil.
Yeah, just at like 950 and cropped in like another 100 something this weekend.
Oh my goodness. So look, Oppie might get the Billy. Barbie's way over the Billy, probably the top film of the year. And I think we're getting to the point to where their slopes are on the downward slope, and now all these new movies have an opportunity to possibly steal the top spot, as you can see with The Nun. And I know you saw it, Leo. I know you didn't love it. I haven't seen it yet. I didn't even bother seeing the first one, if I'm being honest. But I will say I'm surprised by the support A Haunting in Venice is getting. It's, if you guys don't know this is the third film in the Hercule Poirot detective mystery Agatha Christie series. So the first one was Murder on the Orient Express. The second was A Death in the Nile. And I had no idea when I saw the trailer that A Haunting in Venice was connected to this until I saw Hercule Poirot.
Right, until you see him in the trailer, I was like, what is this? Oh, okay.
Right, so played by Kenneth Branagh, who also writes and directs most of these films. So I haven't seen The Nun 2. I mean, was this a worthy of a top spot, or it's just audiences need something different right now?
Nah. Here comes Tyler. No, Leo's hurting seeing this Nun 2 headline. Yeah, because Nun 2 wasn't good. I'm sorry, y'all. I just did not think that Nun 2 was good, man. But you know what? Nun 3 is happening. It's happening. It had a nice box office opening. But seeing this and seeing the number 1 is 14.7, definitely, like you were saying, Lo, the box office is calming down on Barbenheimer. It feels like there's just kind of weirdly nothing right now. Like, it almost feels like nothing's going on. Does Haunting in Venice have enough champagne to fill the Nile? Not quite.
Love it, Colby. Love it. I
Um,
didn't like that movie either, by the way. That one was bad.
I actually thought Haunting in Venice was better than that one. Maybe not quite Orient Express. I liked Orient Express.
Oh yeah,
Orient
Orient
was-
Express was fun.
Yeah. I think Knives Out, though, I just think is a sharper, funner, much better mystery
Yes.
series that just gets it. It's just got such a snappy, witty screenplay. And
Yeah.
I just don't think that any of these Branagh films have been able to like match that screenplay for
I agree.
Knives Out or Glass Onion. So I'm watching this and I'm getting out and I'm like, it was good. It was good. It was a little better of a twist this time, but you just don't have that snappy, fun moments that you get and the momentum you get from the Glass Onion, Knives Out 2. But fair. None 2. Haunting of Venice. Like you were saying, Lo, it's just time to get into the spooky season. It's time to see. And you know what? Why didn't Haunted Mansion come out during this time? The heck was it doing? I'm like, look at this. This is #1 at the box office. The Nun 2. It probably would have beat it because it's a family-friendly haunted house movie. The heck were y'all doing, man? This is the release window.
I was gonna say I feel really bad for the Haunted Mansion and for the entire cast. Lakeith Steinfeld, Danny DeVito, Owen Wilson. Like they deserved better, man. Like that movie was actually pretty fun, at least for me. It had some heart, which was surprising, and yeah, they got buried. What was the release date? August, July? Like they just got buried.
Yeah, July.
July. You're right. It was July. Like goodness. Like I don't know. Disney left that one out to die. And I don't know why.
It really did. And now here they are with Haunting in Venice. Like, oh, we hope we can recoup on that mistake. Oh, Tyler said, what dirt does Kenneth Branagh have on Disney to keep getting these Poirot movies? For real.
I was gonna say I'm probably gonna watch it, but to be honest, who asked for Haunting in Venice? Like
nobody.
But we'll see what happens next weekend. The next couple of weeks are pretty tame until I think we got the creator this week, right? So it'll be interesting to see how that film does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm very interested in that one.
Yeah, so that was like my most anticipated film that I saw coming out of San Diego Comic-Con. So we'll see how that one does this week. But that's the state of the box office is looking pretty bleak right now.
Yeah, it's looking kind of bleak.
But speaking about Oppenheimer, they surpassed Bohemian Rhapsody and is now the highest grossing biopic of all time. Funny enough, just before I left for my trip last week, I went to go see Oppenheimer one more time. I couldn't help myself. And guys, I mean, this is the cinephile in me talking right now, putting the reporter hat down. I just can't help the first 15, 20 minutes of Oppie. I'm just smiling, just overjoyed with the flair that Nolan brings, like going back and forth, the black and white, and showing the humble beginnings of Robert Oppenheimer in school, and he's like trying to poison his teacher, and then Kenneth Branagh gives that beautiful, like, you can read the sheet music, but can you hear the music? And then Ludwig's score just enters your body, and it's just like you're flying in the clouds, and the violins are going, and like it's just cinema, man. The entire cast, like whether it's freaking Drake and Josh or freaking Benny Safdie, like every single character makes their moment count. Emily Blunt, she has like 5 minutes of screen time, but she's amazing. She's probably gonna get an Oscar nod. It's so freaking good. I can't wait to like watch it at home. I'm gonna watch it like 5 more times, man. It's just such a pleasing film. My favorite film of the year, man. Yeah, I'm going on a little Oppenheimer rant here.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
But I gotta ask you, since we're on the headline, did you like Bohemian Rhapsody? Because I didn't hate it. I know a lot of people don't like it, so just curious.
One of my favorite bands of all time is Queen, and I saw that. It was okay.
Yeah.
But I definitely could tell just from knowing stuff. I was like, there's some inaccuracies. So I was a little bit confused as to the band allowing that to happen. But hey, they signed off on the movie, so if they liked it, I thought it was okay.
I'm also wondering, maybe they just got the bag and they were like, yeah.
Maybe so.
like maybe that wasn't true, but fuck it, they paid us.
Like, that part was not right, but whatever. Cut the check, man.
And also, I'm curious, where does Oppie stand with your overall of the year?
Oh, man. I'm embarrassed. It's not in my top 10, man.
Oh,
it's in my top, 15. I think I got it. Last I checked, it was at number 12.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I have been on quite the itch. I have had to view some screenings. I can't say what, here at least. I've had to view some screenings for films, but I got Barbie just ready to freaking go at any moment. And I cannot wait to watch it again.
Nice.
Oh, man. But seeing Oppenheimer do this gives me hope for, movies down the line, because I feel like we've just been so stuck in franchise, sequel, prequel, and to see 2 original movies, just blow up the box office like this, really, really good. Hope for cinema for sure. This is awesome. And I think it's going to cross $1 billion. I think it might become the highest.
Also, before the Oppenheimer started, I saw the trailer for One Love, the Marley biopic that's coming out with Ben Kingsley Adir.
Looks good, man.
Man, that one has some potential too, man.
Weird that it's not getting any Oscar buzz though. I'm not seeing any predictions. Yeah. I didn't see it at no festivals. We'll see. I'm wondering. I hope that one doesn't get snubbed out like The Woman King, because it's kind of feeling.
Before we move on, Colby's saying Bohemian Rhapsody got so many things wrong and didn't do Freddie Mercury justice. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I didn't think Rami was. He just didn't feel like Freddie to me. It felt like somebody who was playing Freddie, as opposed to some other biopics where I felt like they really transformed. I don't know. Something just didn't quite hit it all the way for me. But I will say the music was cool. The mixing was great.
Yeah.
But, and not to mention they said they were going to try to make a 2. I was like, nah, y'all going to make a 2. He admitted at the end that he had AIDS. How we going to make a 2?
Right.
So weird.
And I will say, comparing the footage that I've seen, their recreation of the First Aid show was pretty cool, man. With the stadium was cool. That was pretty awesome, man.
I would say all the performance recreations were cool. I liked Rocket Man more. I liked Rocket Man more. Rocket Man's good. I liked Ray, Straight Outta Compton. Those are some good ones, but Bohemian Rhapsody, died.
And to quote somehow Palpatine's return, somehow Rami got Best Actor for that.
Somehow. Well, that year low was a mess. Because Viggo Mortensen was in that. Who else was in that lineup? Bradley Cooper was in that lineup.
Right. Which he probably should have won.
Yeah, I would have added that crop. And guess who wasn't in there? Taron Egerton. Oh, right. Well, that was years later.
It wasn't the same year.
Yeah, I was like, what am I talking about? Oh, look at Tyler.
Hold up. I know who Elton John is, man. I just never got a chance to see Rocket Man. Don't Tyler be calling me out and stuff, man.
Mike Myers' cameo was super cool.
But going back into the world of Star Wars, guys, the Disney Plus series Lando, starring Donald Glover, is now being developed as a film. And as a fan of his portrayal of Lando Calrissian, I didn't love Solo when I first saw it, but I liked Donald Glover as the character. I'm excited. And I know him and his brother are busy writing behind this. I like Donald Glover's work as an actor, and I'm looking forward to this. I think he plays the character well. I'm kind of curious, though, because I don't really know Lando's backstory. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see where they take this. And I've seen some people online saying, like, are we going to see Maul? Are we going to see Kira? Are we going to see Han Solo again? And I think as fun as that would be, I kind of want to focus on Lando. What do you think about this, Leo?
I feel that. I think I'm with you, man. Like, let's not make this a cameo fest.
Exactly.
Have all these people, all these names. Like, let's figure out where this guy came from. Like, give us the backstory. Give us the origin, bro. Give us And that's what I've wanted from Ahsoka. And I feel like I haven't gotten that. So like now I'm looking at this movie and I'm like, that's exactly what it's going to be. Han Solo is going to be in it. Kira is going to be in it. Let's go on an adventure, the three of them together. I'm done hoping and wishing that any of these will be origin stories, character studies. I'm done.
Right.
After Ahsoka and Obi-Wan and Book of Boba, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
And
go ahead.
I'll just say to your point, like as much as I love Ahsoka and I love what we've seen, like I actually kind of agree with you in a sense that after the first 2 episodes, I kind of felt like, wait, isn't this show about Ahsoka?
Like 100%.
Like after the first 2 episodes, I was like, okay, we got Hera, we got Sabine, and it almost made me feel like, is Sabine supposed to be the main character of this show? Because Sabine was getting more screen time than Ahsoka, and the show's called Ahsoka. I was like,
so a lot of people were like, I was, having this discussion with friends, and there were some of them that, of course, disagreed with it and said, well, it does feature, she is Ahsoka's Padawan. I'm like, yeah, but this is kind of the perspective from Sabine, at least in those couple of episodes. And when she's like preparing to train with Ahsoka, it kind of was like a Sabine character moment. That was almost like these first 2 episodes were very Sabine focused. Where we're focusing on Ezra and getting Ezra back. And I'm sorry, say it's about Ahsoka as much as you want. No, this is about beating Thrawn and rescuing Ezra, which is a follow-up to Rebels. This is a Rebels show. This is Star Wars Rebels with an Ahsoka title. And fine. But what I got from episode 5, which we'll talk about a little later, that's what I wanted from the whole show. That's the show I wanted. Yes.
Well said, man. And really quick, I want to point this out. This is actually a good call out from Josan. He wouldn't mind the Lando going in the direction of like a Better Call Saul type of show, or
fuck yeah,
go into his gambling. And I kind of like that. I kind of want to see Lando get into some trouble. I want to see the first time he put on a cape, in the underbelly of like Coruscant or something, like, getting into street fights and stuff like that. That'd be cool. So
absolutely. That's what I want to see out of this.
And then to your point, Leo, that'd be kind of cool to see his upbringing a little bit. I have no idea where Lando's from. No idea where he got his charm. That'd be kind of interesting. So
yeah, give us a little something. Now, I don't need a whole hour and a half out of the 2-hour movie being him trying to be the apprentice to a cooler guy. I don't need that. But if you just want to give us like a little, kind of like a, here's how he was born, blah, blah, blah. Take us quickly through the early years and then dump us into this badass swagger-filled character. Do it.
The guy that has like a million capes and right. I would love to see how he met his droid too. I mean, him and his droid were like like kind of in love with each other and all that.
Him and that droid were doing something.
That was a strong bond. He was hurt.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge's return or not?
Hell yeah.
Bring her back, bro.
I mean, I don't know if this is all a pipe dream. I have no idea if they're going to write her in, but hell yeah, bring her back.
Bring her back. Hey, thanks for pulling up, Josan. Appreciate you coming out. Awesome, man. But yeah, this will be fun. Lando will be a fun one.
Looking forward to it. Moving right along to my second favorite film of the year. Past Lives has entered an interim agreement with SAG-AFTRA to campaign for the award season. And just like you, Leo, I'm very excited. I'm so happy for this film to get the recognition it deserves. And now these actors can help campaign for the film, and we can hopefully get some acting nominations, hopefully get some screenplay nominations for Celine Song. I'm overjoyed, and I really like Past Lives. I saw it 3 times in theaters now. I damn near cried every single time. I don't know if you guys could tell. I'm a pretty emotional guy. I'm very empathetic, and I'm very I get like engrossed in the stories that I watch, and I feel for the people that are in these intense situations. And this is one that kind of hits home for me. I think everyone's had at least one missed connection, and I think everybody has one like that got away. And Oh man, it's a feeling that's hard to shake when you're really invested in someone. So let me throw this up to you, Leo. I know you love this film as well. I did see your beautiful reaction to it. How excited are you for the film?
Thank you, bro. I cried so hard, man. I've seen it twice now. I cried so bad. Like I was just like, oh my god. Both times I was just like, oh my god, oh my god. I was just such a crybaby, man. And I'm a crybaby anyway, so that unlocked a whole new level for me. Yeah. Loved Past Lives. I think that Greta Lee absolutely deserves the statue, in my opinion. Now, this is me before seeing. We got a couple in there that we got to see first. We still got Natalie Portman in May, December. Still got Carey Mulligan in Maestro. We've got a couple of big contenders around the corner here. We've got Fantasia Barrino in Color Purple. We've got some big contenders here, but I'm looking at Greta Lee, and I definitely think, in terms of her acting talent, y'all, I definitely think that she deserves the Oscar here. Now, I think she's definitely in for a nom. I think this may really heighten her chances of winning, because they are going to need to get on the campaign train as soon as possible. Yes. We're right around the corner from the movies I just named. They're going to need to really bring this back and put it back in people's minds fresh, because if not, people will run off and forget about this. They'll see, let's just say May December does crazy.
It didn't help that Past Lives had such an early release date, because all these other awards films are going to start coming out now. I really hope people don't forget about Past Lives. So
I know, man. I'm worried it might be forgotten about, and then you've got, which we're going to talk about soon, the Barbie screenplay. Now that's going to be potentially up against this. Little rough. So I'm hoping if anything, give it screenplay. If anything.
Yeah. And actually, that's a good transition, man. Speaking of screenplay at the Oscars, WB is campaigning for Barbie to go Best Original Screenplay rather than Adapted. And, I think 15, 20 years ago, I probably would have been like, whatever. Like, what does it matter? This is huge. And I think they're trying to increase their chances of winning. I mean, I think Adapted is going to be pretty loaded, right? I mean, we're definitely going to have we're going to have Killers of the Flower Moon. There's going to be a lot of competition.
Oppenheimer.
I forgot the book. Yeah, the American Prometheus, whatever. And
and there's one more big one, Killers, Oppenheimer, and there's one more that it's oof, that's a loaded. What is that other? But yeah, you're exactly as you're saying. There's too much competition in Adapted, and I think that's where the strategy comes from. Yeah. I think original, all they really got to worry about is Past Lives. Air, I was telling some people in the chat, I said, disappeared in the thin, add that in front of that title, because let me be real with y'all, nobody remembered Air. Nobody has remembered Air. And I think
it's still in my top 10.
Well, and that's not me saying that it's a poor screenplay whatsoever. I just don't think it's going to be top of the crop come awards season.
Yeah.
What's going on? Vegas Baby KJ? Napoleon? That might make it into original. I just don't think
I was going to say, I don't think it's based on anything.
Top of the crop.
Yeah.
Oh, is that adapted?
I got to look it up. I don't think it's based on anything.
You know what? That's adapted, though. Because
it is
based on a historical figure.
Oh, okay.
There's something weird with adapted where it's if it's based on a character, a story, an event, a play, there's a litany of works that if it's based on, it's adapted. So I think Napoleon would count. I think that would count for adapted, possibly.
Well, if we're going on a technicality, doesn't that mean Barbie is adapted because it's based on a previous property?
So Barbie any of them can campaign for either. So you could choose, you could even be One Night in Miami and choose to run for original if you want. It comes down to what the Academy chooses. And I believe Barbie is a strong case for either side.
Right.
So I definitely think that you have an option with Barbie, because this specific story is not based on any of the Barbie lore. So it's not, but it's based on a character. So it technically can go and adapted.
Right.
It's also
that's what I was
an original
thinking.
story. So I'm wondering if the Academy will say no, because I'm
Yeah.
wondering if they'll come back and be like, actually, no, we've got our lineup and Barbie's not in it because of that. So we'll have to wait and see, man. It's definitely though. I don't blame him for pulling that. You got all those other ones over there. KJ coming in with Napoleon. You got so many different. I'm trying to think. There's one other adapted, y'all, that is like on the tip of my tongue that I was like, Poor Things. Duh. Poor Things is killing it in the festival circuit right now. Poor Things will be up there. Origin potentially.
Yeah.
Like these are two big festival movies that once they hit the theaters, they might end up being big for the Oscar contenders. So we'll have to see.
Ooh, that's a good one. The Killer. That's Fincher, man. Fincher has the Academy's hearts, man. So
I don't know if he'll be in the pack this year.
You think so?
We'll have to wait and see.
I was gonna say, I mean, the Academy has given him a lot of love, even if it's just noms. For Mank, Zodiac, Social Network. I mean, Benjamin Button, even.
No, I don't know. But maybe. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. Hell, who knows? It could easily be a front runner. It hasn't been getting that buzz. And since it hasn't been getting that buzz, and you know what? I also know that Dumb Money's been getting some buzz in this as well. And then there was something else. There's something else about The Killer. Oh, I think so. I don't want to spoil too much about this movie, but I just don't think there are as many delivered lines as we may think. I haven't seen it, by the way. I'm not saying anything. I just don't think Fassbender is actually vocally delivering those lines. I think it's kind of a mental battle, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, KJ coming through with the Dumb Money. So it's loaded and adapted. And then it's like, okay, in original, you got Past Lives, you got 1001, you got potentially this, Air, much less crowded playing field.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, if Barbie does get into original, it probably has a good shot of winning too. So
it does, man.
I see the strategy. I see the vision.
See the vision, bro. See the vision.
We will see come Oscar times, and I know this one's just for you, man. I'm not really familiar with the with the lore of the characters, but apparently the live action One Piece series on Netflix could go for 9 seasons. I don't even know how many seasons there are originally, but I know you were enjoying this adaptation, Leo, and how excited would you be if they were to carry on?
I would be down. The only thing is, guys, I had to be honest with y'all. What is it? 6 seasons? 9 seasons? Come on, y'all. that just so that here's my problem with One Piece and why I have not finished the show. It is past 1,000 episodes. That's more than DBZ. That's more than Naruto, which are my 2 favorite anime. So I haven't been able to get around to finishing One Piece. It is too goddamn long.
Oh,
and
man.
now you're telling me the live action ain't gonna end. Come on, man. and One Piece is still running. Still running.
Right,
like,
right. No, see, I didn't even know that. Like, no clue.
So I'm like, I don't know, fam. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, hey, maybe it could be a good one, but I don't know, man. 9 seasons. The first season has been awesome so far, but
I was gonna say, let's give it. I just want to get your thoughts. I haven't really heard you talk about it too much. So I mean, how is One Piece?
I'm not done yet. So I'm 2 episodes in. I know I'm behind, y'all. I've had to watch something else I can't speak about yet. But I really like what I've seen so far. Like I really, really like what I've seen so far. So much so that I could take 2 to 4 seasons of this.
Okay.
And be happy. Oh.
Yeah,
KJ
Vegas.
Yeah. I don't know about
John's
10,
into it too. Oh, I was gonna say he's just kidding.
Yeah, he did the Community reference. Love it. 6 seasons in a movie. Yeah, I mean, they might go that route, John.
Oh, man. Well, I was gonna say, I don't know about the mythology of all that, but hey, man, look at Star Trek. Star Trek will never die. I literally went through like 40 years of lore and mythology, man, and that stuff is still going, and I'm still into it. So you never know, man.
Well, War is over Trek, baby. That's all I'm gonna say. But hey, guys, we are moving into our next segment here. As we were talking, Ahsoka episode 5, y'all. Woo-wee! And there is so much to talk about. I'm sorry if you haven't watched the episode and you're watching Ahsoka, you're gonna have to turn around. Or at least hit mute. Please let us know in the comments what you might want to, ask. But episode 5 was just that was something else, man. Like Clone Wars is my favorite series, which Rebels is very close. Clone Wars is my favorite series, and just to finally get Hayden Christensen playing Anakin, bro. So just emotional. I mean, such a great way to bring him back because, I mean, episodes 1 and 2, that man, well, he wasn't even in 1, but episode 2, that man was rough, okay? But then episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, great. Peak Anakin is Clone Wars, and to see him in the full, like, Clone Wars garb, the armor, he's got the chest piece, he's got the hairstyle, and he's calling Ahsoka Snips. And this old girl from Barbie and who done been in, she was baby Gamora, and I'm like, okay, Ariana Greenblatt is getting the check. She's getting the bag because great Ahsoka actually looked a lot like Rosario when she was in the younger Ahsoka outfit. So I was like, oh, they actually look a lot alike. But man, I love this episode, bro. You're just getting off of it though. Let me know your thoughts after a fresh watch because you just got done right before the stream, man. How you feeling?
My cheeks
As a
hurt.
Clone Wars fan, holy crap.
My cheeks hurt. I couldn't stop cheesing during this
Which
episode,
cheeks?
guys.
Sorry.
You're awful. Somewhere, Joseon's like, yes, but
right.
but honestly, like you were saying, as a fan, man, I just never thought I'd see the day, man. We're getting live action Purgle. The Purgle is the space whales.
Oh yeah, that's what I called them. I just called them space whales. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, so it's Purgle or Purgle. It's Purgil. But seeing that live action was just incredible. It's just so damn majestic seeing them and knowing that they're not only are these space whales, they are hyper space whales because they can travel. They can travel at the speed of light, which is just such a fascinating concept for a creature like that. And of course, man, like what was the line? It was like because like Ahsoka was like wondering what Hayden had to teach her, and he was like, "You're never too old to learn, Snips." And oh, that got me right in the feels, man. And but also besides all the nostalgia and also shouts out, we got a little clip of Siege of Mandalore in this episode. Even though it was all smoky awesome. And it was all smoky and distorted, but I kind of really like the editing style with she would see Anakin's back and we'd see a flash of like Vader's silhouette.
So
and
good,
then
bro.
at the end of his lesson for her, just God, they gave him the eyes and she remembered like God, like Anakin really like she this was her mentor, her older brother in a sense, and she realized like, yeah, he's really gone. Like he turned to the dark side. And oh man, it wasn't quite on the level of Vader Kenobi, but I mean it was a moment that epic of all, an epic all-timer for sure.
All-timer for sure, bro.
Shouts out Kevin Kiner as well, because Kevin Kiner did the score for Clone Wars, and I'm surprised he hasn't done more like cinematic work because
it seems underused.
He was killing it, and when we had Ahsoka coming out of the water, I don't know if you noticed, he was playing the classic Ahsoka theme, but really like silently, and he kind of mixed it in with what was already playing, and I was just
it was like a medley.
Yes, and it just took me back. This was literally like every Clone Wars fan's dream, and you already mentioned it. Yeah, seriously, you already mentioned it. Anakin in the armor, and Hayden actually playing that era of the character, not any of the films versions. He was actually playing a Clone Wars version of Anakin, and I think that's something we've always wanted to see. So shouts out Dave Filoni, man. In Filoni we trust, man. He did it.
He did it, bro. Like, and to get we got to see Ahsoka's green lightsabers. We got to see Ahsoka's blue lightsabers. We got to see her and Anakin square up. Like, I mean, we got to see so much, but I thought that it was a brilliant way to symbolize, are you going to choose life or death, by presenting her Anakin and Darth Vader? And I thought, what a cool way to bring this character back. This character whose core being is the duality between light and dark. The light being, you chose Anakin and you chose to live, you chose hope. Not to mention, they also symbolize that with her white attire after she does come back. And I like that Anakin's got the dark and he has the evil eyes. But even after all that, his eyes go back to blue. And I was like, does that symbolize that he passed on as a Jedi? I like that so much. I love coming back to the core conflict of Star Wars being good versus evil, light versus dark, life versus death. And I like that it was symbolized like that. And I like that, like you were saying, the editing was awesome, blipping in Darth Vader so quick like that, with these quick little blips where it's like you blink and you very well might miss it, but most Star Wars fans will catch it when he's just walking away and you get that blip of Vader. When he's walking toward her, you get that blip of Vader. Love that, man. And I think they are coming up with very creative ways to bring Hayden Christensen back into the fray. And I think that this was like the best way you could do it. Have him play Anakin in an integral flashback with Ahsoka. I thought that was awesome. I love that he really embodied that version of the character. Because, yeah, you got Lucas's version and then you've got Filoni's version, who's just, it's this brave, funny, commandeering commander of the 501st. Loved seeing him lead them in a battle too. I just thought that was so cool to finally see that Anakin played by Hayden Christensen. I'm like, dude, this is what I wanted. This is the perfect marriage of what I've wanted for a live action Clone Wars for a long time. And I got it. And the only issue I have with this episode, I've got two. My one issue is that I feel really bad for the non-Clone Wars watching Star Wars fans who are just fans of the movies. And I get it. Right. Hey, sometimes, not all of us got the time to go through the show. And sometimes maybe, it just doesn't spark intrigue. So it's just unfortunate for the people who haven't watched Rebels and Clone Wars. And then the other issue I'm having is that I think this episode is the episode I wanted. And now I'm worried that the remaining three won't be as good. And also, this feels like a penultimate episode.
Right.
Like this might be the peak.
This might be the peak of the series, and it's just going to go downhill.
This kind of feels so like penultimate. Like next one's the last one, bro. Like that's it. That ends it. But well, I'm curious to see how they flesh out the rest. But
hey man, we haven't even seen Thrawn yet, so I think we might.
Yeah. So we might have some surprises.
But
we got stuff.
I just want to say, man, that was really beautifully said. And I think to your point, like what some fans don't get is like, I think Revenge of the Sith hits harder for us because we fell in love with the Clone Wars Anakin, and you learn to look up to this hero and look up to this Jedi, that the greatest Jedi supposedly like that he could have been. And we saw that. We saw him at his peak form. And not that Revenge of the Sith didn't give that to us, but we didn't get enough of it. And I think for people that only watch the films, there's a side of Anakin that they don't get. And I think, and maybe it's not even enough in this episode, but at least they got a glimpse of it, and it's wonderful. Wonderful.
I'm with you, man. That's well said, by the way. There's just like that little piece of Anakin they don't get. Those who have watched Clone Wars, we became attached to that Anakin. We really came to love this squadron leader, this hero. It makes you watch episode 3 so differently. Because you're like, when I've got all this behind it. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say also, that's just, I didn't mean to cut in, but like,
no problem.
Like it's like, in my opinion, like I like Attack of the Clones, but like from the get of that film, it's like you almost feel like he's always bad, or there's always like that angsty attitude to him, and it's like, dude, he's not all bad. You know what I mean? So it's like the films kind of give
teenager.
The films really portray him in a negative light most of the time, which is kind of unfortunate. So.
Especially in episode 2, I just got whiny teenager vibes, and I was just like, oh. But 3, it comes around. He's got those moments where I'm like, all right, Annie, settle down. But he's got, for the most part, in 3, we really ironed out the kinks, and then obviously Clone Wars and what they've done with them now.
Yeah.
what I've wanted them to do with him for the longest. And this episode, I wanted Ahsoka to be this, bro. And I know that's not what this is. And I know that there was trailers, and I get it. I understand. I know that the marketing for the show pointed at this being a Rebel show, but I just want to, if I could get more like that, like if I could have just got a couple more flashbacks, a couple more, I don't need to be the whole episode like Book of Boba Fett, but even just that moment, that brief little interaction between her and Anakin, give us some more of that sprinkled throughout the season, her remembering like what it was like. And clearly also, she hadn't got past Anakin with how this ended up.
Also for Rosario's sake, because I feel like the first couple episodes, they didn't give her a lot to do, like emotionally. And so it was really nice to kind of see her, like in this episode, we literally see her like she doesn't know what to do. Like she almost doesn't know what she's doing. And I like that she even admitted that, because at least we know, okay, this is where she stands. She's not like an all-knowing hero the whole time. Like she's actually kind of lost. Like she has to find herself. And I think like it took 5 episodes, but I like that we finally got her exploring her emotions. So
yeah, because it's felt very laden with stoicism, which is how Jedi Masters are. So I get it. But it just felt like a little pizzazz, I think. But she really brought it this episode. And even within the white, she just has such a grace about her. After that, it's very much a rebirth. And I like that. I like the kind of reborn and rebirth of Ahsoka Tano. So great episode. I mean, I'm just praying, bro. I'm like, I hope the rest of the series is as good. But you know what? Now you got me thinking, what if next episode is just like a full Thrawn perspective episode? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Woo! I was like, I know you're worried, but it's like, hey, I mean, we might get a Thrawn episode that's like right there with it. So,
I mean, it's just like I just can already see the back of the head shot already. I'm like, I'm ready, dude. I'm ready. Look, man, I think you hyped me back. You gassed me back up, bro, because I'm like, that's right. We haven't seen Thrawn. Like, we can get a whole Thrawn episode, one more, and then boom, one more after that. You're done. So yeah,
I mean, like, so 5 episodes at like 40-ish minutes. We're almost like 5 hours with no Thrawn. So
yeah, you right, bro. So you right, man. We got Thrawn to go still. Maybe Ezra's showing up. Do you think Ezra's showing up? I'm
honestly, I feel like maybe that final finale episode, maybe.
Yeah,
I could see it. Because I mean, I feel
Where
like
do you think he's been? The fuck?
Well, I mean, also, I think it would be a disservice to us to not see him just because he's been so integral with the beginnings of this show.
Yeah,
like showing the mural, showing that little clip, like, oh, Sabine. I hated that clip, by the way. Oh, you're like my sister, Sabine. I was like, what? Somewhere all the shippers of Sabine and Ezra are like, no.
Wait, is that what he said in the first episode?
In that first little clip, he was like, you were like a sister to me. And everybody was like, what?
I missed that.
Yeah. And I mean, whether they're platonic or not platonic, I just always thought that they had some kind of little thing.
What the heck?
You know what I mean? Like, so that was kind of weird. But I think we might see him. I mean, why build that up? So.
I mean, yeah. Man, I'm a little salty about that. That flew over my head, I think, because I'm like, sister,
right.
And you got Kanan and Hera on the same crew having kids together. I don't want to hear nothing about no damn sister. Really, sister?
Right?
Oh no,
no, that clip almost put me out for a second. I was like, wait, what? So.
Yeah, nah. And I don't know. I don't get, even in this show though, I don't get the like sister vibe. Like I think she's like I at least thought she was in love with him. Like that was the inkling I got when.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that last season of Rebels, man, I thought they were on a path.
Yeah,
like it looked like they were kind of building like a relationship, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad Ezra got a haircut though. Buzz my boy up, because that old long dude he had wasn't working. I like the buzz cut, Ezra.
We haven't even brought him up, but shouts out to Jason, Hera's son. He played a big role in this episode, and I really liked what they did with him. Like he's a good actor too.
Gave him some Jedi powers, gave him some Force abilities. I'm like, okay. And
like, dude, the kid played it well. Like, he wasn't
You-
too cheesy or anything. Like,
You know about Jason Solo, don't you?
I feel like
He's
I should.
he's a Legends character, so he's
Oh, yeah,
not canon anymore. He's
Well, I
one
was
of the
gonna say-
twins, one of the Solo twins, the
Okay.
son of Han and Leia, and yeah, he turns to the dark side. So I was like, Jason. I was like, what are they doing? But Kylo Ren is definitely who Jason is in this universe. But I was like, I wonder what if they did something with that name. If there's gonna be some
I
kind of
hope not.
correlation.
I was gonna say I hope not,
Who?
because especially like it's no. Oh,
Look
whoa.
at Tyler. I'm ready
Hey.
to be Jason's stepdad.
Hey.
Let me tell you, Tyler. I know we are not just watching Ahsoka for Ahsoka, okay? There's been some. Listen, I'm gonna have to be honest with y'all. There's been some shots of Mary Elizabeth Winstead that I was like, I know y'all are fucking with us now. I know you
Man.
are.
I was gonna say literally there's that
Goodness.
shot where her and her son are looking out into the ocean, and it's a very long shot on that side of her. So.
And there's like, okay, so in the first, it's the second episode when she's having that discussion with Sabine on that little cart they're riding by. I was like, they keep retreating to that shot of Hera from the back.
Yeah.
I think they know what they're working with here. Yeah. So I just, great episode. I liked, so what do you think about Hera hearing them? There's been some theories going around that, does this mean that she is confirmed to be force sensitive? Do you think maybe she was just pretending to hear? What do you think about that? Because she was not force sensitive. So she potentially has been this whole time? Or do you think maybe it was kind of like, oh yeah, I hear them too, Jason?
I think it was more so has to do with Jason's abilities than hers.
Okay.
And maybe the part of
she was like standing there with the hearing it seemed to hint at. So I'm like,
because I feel like maybe a part of his ability that we haven't seen is that he had the ability to project it to her as well. Maybe that's the way that I interpreted it. Like he was strong enough to like, can you hear what I'm hearing here? Let me help you, Mom. And I'm not sure if that's what happened, but I kind of felt like maybe they were hinting at that. So that's just a thought. But
that's cool though. That would be tight if he could just like kind of force Lind type of. Damn, that would be dope.
Because okay, I mean, I hate to merge the franchises here, but in Star Trek, Spock had this thing where he could mind meld with people, like he could feel their thoughts, or he could give someone his thoughts. So again, I mean, I don't mean to merge the franchises, but I mean it's possible. So
hey, it's possible, man. That's a great that's actually a great theory. Yeah, like that, him passing on the powers. That's awesome. What's going on, Kyle? Miss Shin and Sabine in episode 5. What am I telling y'all? This is not just an Ahsoka show. I'm telling you, man. Sabine is as integral to this show as Ahsoka. I'm sorry, it's not just about Ahsoka.
Right.
Which I don't know, people calling Shin from Shin. I know Tyler's still in here. That's his little snack right there. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm looking at Sabine, y'all. Go ahead, y'all go ahead with Miss Shin, but I know what side I'm playing on.
And
Shin's.
To your point, Leo, I mean, we look back at the Spider-Man and his amazing friends, like, how cheesy that show would have been. Ahsoka and her friends, or Ahsoka and the Rebel, like Ahsoka and the Rebels, it just doesn't have a ring to it, so.
It doesn't, but calling this show Ahsoka and then being like, psych, I don't know, man. That had me a little.
Or like
first couple episodes, I was like, bruh.
Or what if it was like Star Wars Rebels : Ahsoka story or something? I don't know if there's
I don't know. I know, right? It's like, so what do you fucking do instead, Leo? And it's like, well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there is a fix for it. So maybe Ahsoka.
I mean, you could just call it Rebels. I don't know. That would be confusing as hell.
Right.
Imagine Google searching and they're just like Rebels. And it's like Star Wars Rebels? Oh, you mean the animated? Oh, you mean, then again, the Clone Wars was able to clean that up. Because remember the 2D Clone Wars? It's like if you search in Clone Wars now, it comes up with that 3D. It ain't that 2D one. Which hold on, that 2D though was badass. Okay. That's not to put down the 2D one. Have you seen that battle in the 2D where like Mace Windu took on that like squadron of droids?
I actually did see that
amazing.
Clip. And just
so
that animation style. What's his name? Gennady Tarkovsky or something like that.
Something like that. That
guy's
style is
awesome.
crazy.
That guy's awesome.
Crazy. Yeah, that was that 2D Clone Wars was good. And then there was Anakin versus Asajj Ventress. That shit. Whoo,
That's my
that
girl.
made that 2D, bro. Like, and then we saw Anakin become a Jedi Knight in that show. Oh, that show was tight, bro.
Yeah,
That
I would say
2D Clone
I
Wars.
love Ventress, man. That's my girl right there.
Oh, Ventress was crazy good in that show.
I
Great
love
in
her.
Clone Wars. I mean, just
Yeah.
all the Clone Wars, 3D and 2D. I like that Sabine is Ahsoka's Padawan, so it just doesn't feel like it is the Rebels. See, Kyle, I'm getting that impression though. I'm getting the whole this is about Rebels. And you know what? I guess I'm along for the ride because I'm a big Rebels fan, but there's just that part of me that was like, I wanted the Ahsoka show.
And
You
also,
know,
Kyle, like to your point, I need more of that. Like, I liked the training sequence we got where she was like
yes,
sparring with Sabine. That was great, but I feel like
that was great.
I want more of that. If anything, we don't get enough training, Jedi training sequences. So.
Yeah, and I felt like we need a little bit more of the two of them. Think about Ahsoka's legacy. Yoda trained Count Dooku, Dooku trained, and that's fine. Ahsoka trained Sabine, but the issue I'm having, Kyle, is that this makes it feel like a Rebels interruption. It makes it feel like it's a Rebels show. Give me a fresh Padawan that has nothing to do with Rebels, and let Ahsoka train that person. And then I'm more hooked in than I am a character that's tied to a whole other series, who's bringing Hera back, who's bringing the whole Ghost crew back with her. By the way, Hera's still very involved. I'm not saying that this isn't about Ahsoka, but I'm saying that it feels like a follow-up show to Rebels.
Hey,
all the Rebels except Zev, since he's too expensive. Oh!
Carabas. I mean, out of all the Ghost crew, I mean, Hera's my favorite, but where is Zev?
Right?
We need
Zev's
some,
just like
some
randomly
Zev.
missing.
I need some more Carabas in my life, man.
Well, he was in Mando.
Yeah, so for like 2 seconds.
Right. Yeah, he's running around somewhere. It's like, where the heck is he at? Like Tyler said, they can't afford. He looked good at Mando, though. I was like,
no, he really did.
Throw him in, man. But yeah, I get the legacy, and I get that. I even think Obi-Wan was not enough about Obi-Wan. It plays the same kind of beat. Same with the Book of Boba Fett, even though I think those two are bigger offenders of this. It plays that same fiddle of, hey, like, we're giving you this character, we're giving you them, but we're also giving you these people too. And I'm just like, because Obi-Wan, yes, give me Darth Vader, yes, give me Anakin. Young Leia,
hey, by the way,
goofing off.
She was great. Like, the actress was
she
awesome.
was, yes.
But to your point, Leo, who asked for baby Leia? Who asked for young
Not
Leia?
me.
Like, I didn't think I needed that.
To that same point, we did ask for a Rebels follow-up.
Right.
We did want some more Rebels. But I was like, I would have taken it as an animated show.
Right. But also, like, I think for me, my problem with Kenobi is that it just ruins A New Hope for me. Because, like, the message in A New Hope, it's as if she's never met him. She's like, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you served my father in the Clone Wars. Like, as if they never had a relationship. And all of a sudden, in Kenobi, they were like buddy, and it's like, it just ruins the lore for me. Like,
well, how old is she in Kenobi?
I mean, I don't know, 9, 10, but still, it's like,
I thought she was like 6 or 7, though.
Like smaller? Like smaller than that? Oh, well.
Yeah, I thought she was like 7, 8 or something. And it's like, well, you really remember that? Like, do you remember every kid you knew in elementary school?
Well, I think a 6 or 7-year-old would remember Obi-Wan protecting her from people trying to kill her. I mean,
yeah, but how many times has that happened to Leia throughout her life? You know what I mean? I guess that's kind of how I interpreted it. Is that
okay?
That was her like 6 or 7.
Regardless, I mean, Kenobi wasn't a bad show. I just wasn't really what I was expecting. I didn't think that's the route they were going to go. So.
Oh, wow. I actually thought Leia was the best part about Kenobi because we got to see a whole new relationship. Her reminding him of Padme was also really sweet.
Huh. I did like that, but...
I did like the reminding of Padme. I just didn't like Leia being in the show. I think it would have worked effectively for me if it was a quick one little episode where he, like, behind the scenes kind of saved her or something and she didn't even see him in a sense of like, oh, he
Right.
was like the protector. You know what I mean? He was
Like
always
there was
looking
a
out for
like
both of them.
like there was a Leia episode, but it's more so an adventure in his story rather than her being like in the entire show. Like that would have been good.
Yes. And it's kind of like he was always like secretly looking over them both, you know. And so I would have liked that, but that's all right. The Kenobi show just didn't feel like a freaking Kenobi show. And I'm having this issue with every one of their shows. It just don't feel like the central character show. But I love Rebels, so go ahead and mess up any other show. But hey, they said we're gonna make this the not Ahsoka show by bringing in Rebels, and I was like, all right, okay,
right. And
I
to be
appreciate
fair,
y'all.
I mean, as much as like it, maybe we feel like the title's deceiving. I gotta admit though, this has been an awesome ride. So
It's been a fun ride, man. And this episode solidified this episode, man. And I think the rest of the show might
also
an uphill climb.
like I mean, while we're on the topic, like I don't want to take anything away from Sabine either. Like as much as I'm joking that this show is about Sabine, it was so cool seeing her on her motorcycle and
Oh yeah,
like that was so fun. Like seeing her like where she lives and seeing her in
I was
action.
like, can I get an invite?
Mommy.
Let me get an invite.
You're all
I got a bike.
Right. You're like, let's go on a like cycle
I
date.
can pull up. Dude.
Oh man, but she's great. Man, she's great.
Oh, she's great, man. Yeah. And I do think the actress that portrays her really embodies that character well. I think Mary Elizabeth Winstead's doing a great job as Hera. I think they really did a great job of bringing these characters into live action, which have we really seen that shit before? Like, I know comics and I know like some anime, like live action adaptation anime and stuff. Like we've seen that. But I'm trying to think of series that start as a,
What's funny
been,
is
I'm sure.
my favorite example is Rosario Dawson.
Oh, there you go.
No, because that's my favorite example is like when I saw Rosario in the Mando's show for the first time, I was like, holy shit! Like I felt like she jumped out of the 3D animation and just came to life as Rosario Dawson. I was just like, wow.
I almost wanted to give M. Night Shyamalan a call and be like, you got to watch something. Because clearly, my man, you need a little bit of help. Goodness.
Tyler,
everybody gets to...
He had no medical attention. At least they put Sabine in the sick bay. Let's give her a break.
And not to mention, I mean, they came out in 77.
Oh no, that was 99, bro. That was 99, and
Qui-Gon. I don't know why I was thinking Kenobi.
But and also to the point, I feel like Maul directly got like right dead center, like maybe it severed his spine.
I mean, did you see y'all remember Qui-Gon was like, like he got stabbed, bro. Like it wasn't just like a little wink. Like it was like he fucking shoved that shit. He was like,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like, and that's why he just collapsed. I felt like his spine got severed. Like,
so he was that man was cooked. I mean, as soon as he backed up into him, he was just like,
And also, like not only did he have no medical attention, Kenobi still fought after he got stabbed. So they were like, he was on the floor dying. And
right,
Kenobi,
so even if he
Kenobi was still fighting. Kenobi couldn't even take him anywhere. He was still fighting Maul.
He's like, even if he's still alive, and he's just like,
yeah,
like it's like, okay, what can he really do at that point? It's like,
yeah,
he's like kind of full.
He's like Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan's still fighting.
Meanwhile, Darth Maul gets sawed right in half.
Okay, well, you know what? That's a whole different story. And I always understood it as maybe it had to do with the type of creature Maul is. He's got the horns, and maybe his anatomy is different from ours.
I think it was the dark side of the Force keeping him alive. That dark side man be doing some crazy shit.
And no, when I saw
him alive,
dude, when I saw Spider Maul for the first time, I was just invested. I was like, oh,
dude,
shit.
Right? I was like, whoa.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, the darkness kept me alive, and I was like, oh, whoa, this is okay. That makes sense. So,
Maul is crazy, bro. What a great character.
See, that's a good
question.
Kyle.
Yeah,
I like that.
Do we know if Shannon intended to kill?
It looked like a strategic. It looked like a strategic stab on her part.
Yeah, but it looks like she's growing kind of tired of Sabine, y'all. Like, and not to mention, what's Ray Stevenson's character? What's that character's name?
Balin.
Balin Crawl. Balin Call or something. Balin Crawl, I think is his name. But when he was like, it's cool, she got pissed, y'all. She got mad as hell when he was like, oh no, she surrendered. She was like,
no, to be honest, she is totally gonna murder him. Like I just see it. Like I just see it. Like she is totally gonna murder him.
You don't think he'll make it to the showdown with Ahsoka? Nah, because it's gonna be Thrawn and Ahsoka.
Right. And I just feel like she's gonna betray him and she's gonna become her own dark side thing, you know. So
you think she'll ally with Thrawn?
Oh yeah.
You think they'll kill Balin Skull or whatever?
Well, you know what?
That would be.
I think actually, you know what? I kind of see her going the route of like Asajj. Like maybe she might just go off on her own. You know, like I don't need a master and I don't need a big bad general. I'm gonna just do my own. You know what I mean? She might just do her own thing.
You know what, man? I'm definitely a little that the timing would just be rough on that with him dying, and obviously that's not their fault. But
of course.
I like to think of Shin as someone who's looking for a worthy opponent. I don't know. She was choking old Sabine up. I was like,
I like this, Tyler. See, he's feeling what I'm. See what I'm saying? She can go off on her own. She could be like an anti-hero or something, you know.
Y'all overhyping this one now. You know, Keizi, y'all talking about let's get her a show, and I'm like, bro, I'm seeing Sabine, y'all. I think she's that Shin is okay as a character.
Well, that might be fun too. Maybe like we get Sabine her own show, and then Shin like her nemesis or something, like rivalry. You know,
yeah, it's built up right now. It's cooking. So for sure. Yeah, for real. How the hell are all these people surviving? Where y'all at as soon as episode 7 starts?
Right. Meanwhile, the Resistance is like, where are all the Jedi?
The Resistance is the size of a postage stamp, a blip on the map, and y'all just running around, fucking around, messing each other up over some maps.
Exactly. If anything, they're just killing each other. All the remaining Jedi are just fighting amongst themselves.
Yeah, it's like, okay. A spinoff of Ahsoka, which is a spinoff of The Mandalorian. Spinoff after spinoff.
It's never gonna end, bro.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Hot take: Disney Plus needs some new shit because they're struggling. Yeah. Bad.
Well, to be honest, they're giving it out for $1.99 right now because I feel like maybe their subscriptions have been stale or something. You know.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, for a limited time they were giving it out for $1.99 a month. Like they're desperately trying to get people back.
Cause they're about to blow that up to I know that Hulu's about to price hike to 17 or some shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cutting that cord.
Yeah. Well, I think they're just trying to pull people back in and then they're going to jump up the price again. But
yeah, they'll hike that back up. Try to get some subscribers. They need that Q4 to look good, bro.
Right. And I think that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to rope people in. So
they were all hanging out somewhere with Cal Kestis for real. Like, where the fuck are all these people at? Where are they at? I need them to explain it. And see, that's the only problem with Star Wars. This is why we need new shit, but conversation for another day. The problem is whenever they do a prequel thing or a sequel to 6, but before 7, we're like, where were y'all at?
Hey, the best way to explain it is somehow the other Force users just weren't available. Somehow
they were wandering around on Tatooine without service, bro. No cell service. I'm trying to find something now.
I swear to God, somehow we'll explain anything and everything. Somehow
they're just like on the AT&T dude. Just, can you hear me now? Hello. They just can't find any service. Also, Werewolf by Night being in color for no reason. Yeah, no reason, man. I mean, I'll take it.
I don't understand why people don't like black and white. Like, it looks great.
I agree. I think it could just stay in black and white, but hey, I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
No, I mean, I think there's a weird negative connotation with it. Like, oh, that's an old movie. And it's like, what's wrong with that? It's a good movie. Like, so what that it's in black and white? Or vice versa. Maybe some people just don't like the aesthetic. I don't know. It's weird.
I like the black and white, man. I think
It looks great.
it's so different for Marvel, and I just wish I kind of do wish they made a fresh one, but they're scrambling right now. There's the SAG after strike, and there's just too much going on right now for them to do that. What do y'all think the Filoni movie will be? I think it will be a galactic film where Thrawn fights the Mando, Ahsoka, and Rebels characters.
Oh God, it's like Star Wars Endgame.
I think that's possible.
Yeah, I just hope they don't. It just feels like that could be so derivative if they just give us that, like just here's Star Wars Endgame, like I don't know.
Well,
I don't
I
know how I feel about it.
Like, where do you think these shows are leading up to?
Right. No, you're right.
I feel like what do we do? What the Mandalorian season 4, and then Ahsoka shows up, and I think at this point it's like, yeah, end it all with a movie, man.
Yeah.
Do a movie. I think that's a good call, Kyle. Like, I think do a movie,
but
cross them all over.
Do you think it's kind of too much to like ban them all together?
Nope. Do you?
I just feel like it's okay. For example, we already got Endgame, right? And then we got the ending of Rise of Skywalker. I am all the Jedi, and all the fleet of the ships. The ghost ship shows up, and then we got Transformers. Rise of the Beast. We literally got like Optimus. We literally got Optimus and Optimus Primal roll out together.
Oh yeah, roll out.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just feel like it's like, okay, do we need to do that again?
I got one more for you.
Right.
I got one more for you. Annabelle comes home when all them damn creatures and the bride and Annabelle and the samurai and all of them creatures from that franchise showed up. Hilarious.
Yo, I haven't seen that. That's awesome.
Oh.
But hey, that's cool. I mean, again, that's kind of cheesy, but that's funny. Like that they
have like a little end game type deal going on with that.
Like all of them. Wait, all of them showed up. Like all the ghosts. Like
a lot of them like kind of show up or appear. There's like a moment in the Warrens' basement, and like that's the relics that they've had. Like kind of start coming to life. And yeah, I think the nun appears. Like there's just all. It's like a weird, almost in-game like sequence.
Yo, Kyle's spitting right now. And I am Din Grogu.
And have him kill Thrawn. Have him be the one to kill Thrawn, dude.
Oh my God. Oh, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. As cheesy as that sounds, I would love that for Grogu.
Imagine he's the one that wields the Darksaber and actually
he is the chosen one. Okay. I see the vision. I'm on board.
He's the new Ta Vizsla. They were talking about in season 1. There might be another Grogu. That's who I think it is, and I think he's had the training of the Jedi. He could have a little bit of Mandalorian training. Boom, best of both worlds.
I was gonna say I would kill to see Grogu in Mando armor, but with a lightsaber. Take my money. I will pay
the Darksaber. I'm sorry, I love Bo-Katan as a character, and I do think she is equipped and suited to be the leader of the Mandalorian people. But the chosen Mandalorian warrior, I want it to be Grogu, dude.
Yes,
I want it to be Grogu, man. He's got to be the guy.
Hey, if that's the movie, if we get like a little teaser and he's like in the armor and we might see a lightsaber, like little like, oh, take my money. Take my money. I'll be in the theaters.
He's like, Din Grogu, I am. Got the lightsaber and shit. Grogu taking out Thrawn with his baby lightsaber. Yeah, see, okay, so that scene was actually in Duel of the Fates, the original script, and that scene was meant to be a scene of them trying to pull Kylo back to the light. So they're actually like trying to get Kylo to come back, and he rejects them. And I was like, damn, so that's how they use that shit?
Right. Well, you know what? You know what would have made that scene work better for me is, and okay, maybe people wouldn't have liked it, but I would have loved to see the Force ghosts.
Yes. I was like, can we see them?
Like if you're gonna say that she's all the Jedi, fuck it, give us all the Jedi. You know, we get everybody lined up behind her, like, we are with you, Rey. And it's like freaking Kanan and freaking Qui-Gon, everybody just boom, like get them all lined
Yes,
up. Like,
everybody. I want everybody. Like you said, Kanan. I want Kanan Jarrus. I want Anakin, Obi-Wan. I want every goddamn Jedi we've seen. Windu. Everybody. I want
just
everybody.
lined
Yoda.
up behind Rey. That would have been awesome. And she's like, I am all
And
the
all of
Jedi.
them like,
I would have been like,
and
yeah.
all of them just putting their hand up and being like, "We got you." That man, I'm down, bro.
That would have been cool.
That would have been, and that's what I thought. I was like, okay, they're speaking now. We hear the voices. I'm like, are they gonna appear? And they just never did.
Yeah.
They're like, psych.
And I will say, I did like the line, like, because that they doubled up on the moment with the ships appearing, and it's like there's more of us. I like the sentiment of the line. I just felt like it was kind of cheesy, but
yeah, I think if they would have appeared, as you said, yeah, it's in-game-ish, but it would have just helped that scene. I think it's a little cheesier without them being there.
Yeah.
There was another comment.
Oh yeah, hey, that was a good call out. Ashley Eckstein did the voice for that. Rey.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Awesome. Would have been cool to get an Ahsoka. Like, well, oof, I don't know if I'd be ready for that because I would be like, is she dead, bro? I don't know. We got Project X in the building. What's going on? Says Disney is desperate for content.
They are.
Yeah, they need some.
They're
stuff.
fishing.
Will Killers of the Flower Moon be competition for Oppenheimer at Academy Awards? Barbie will definitely compete. So yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon is gonna be loaded up, man. Be ready.
Oh yeah, and also the Academy loves Scorsese, whether he wins or not. They just
love Scorsese and they love Leo.
Yeah, they shower with nominations. And sometimes he doesn't win. Like, look at The Irishman. 11 nominations, no wins, but they love him.
I could see, screenplay, director, picture, Leo,
actress,
supporting actress. It's going to be across the board for that one. Yeah. Maybe De Niro, even supporting actor. It's looking loaded with that one.
It's got potential.
To talk. Yeah, I feel like Lucasfilm is having conversations right now on whether they bring in Luke, Leia, Han into the Filoni. No. I don't want that back. Nope.
Not even if it's Alden?
Maybe Luke. Not even Alden.
I think you know what? I think to
Ahsoka, Mando, and
to your point though, I think it'll be overloaded if they do that. It'll be like just way too much. Like way too much.
Because if we got Mando and we got Ahsoka and we've got Boba Fett, the three characters that we built this TV universe around, give us those three. Maybe Luke Skywalker, since he's been a part of the equation. Nobody else.
Yeah.
Like, please don't do a whole movie with him being CGI. Just cast somebody at this point.
I know, right? Like Sebastian Stan is right there.
I'm sure he would love to play the part, baby. I'm sure he would love to have the part.
You know, and also to your point though, if they throw in Alden and they throw in Donald Glover as Lando, it's like I feel like it's gonna turn into fan service the movie. Like, let's put everybody in the movie. It's just like, oh shit.
Throw everybody in. It's just a final. It's like, shit.
It's just a cameo fest, the movie, you know, like
right. Cameo fest, the movie, and we don't need all that. Let's also start the movie with everybody who's gonna be no cameos, maybe one.
Right.
But we don't need a bunch of cameos, man. All right, guys, we are just gonna quickly get this in. It's just the WTF moment of the week. Y'all seen that damn Drew Barrymore apology, man. That shit. So, Lo, have you seen this?
I actually haven't. When you put it on the doc, I was like, what is going on?
So I'm not going to play the whole video. It's a 4-minute apology session. But essentially, she did not quit her show, which is run under the same contract of the WGA. So her writers are WGA. And she refused to stop the show for the strike. It got a lot of backlash. She releases this apology video where she's looking crazy. And in the video, she basically says, I don't really know what to do, guys. I'm sorry, but the show's going to keep running. I mean, it was basically just like, hey, sorry for running the show, but, and she says a line in the apology comparing COVID to this situation. And she's like, oh, if we made it through COVID, then I feel like we can make it through this situation. I'm like, Drew, this is a completely different scenario. This is hinging on the lives of your writers, the livelihoods, and the fair pay and fair wages that they can get. And you're just going to keep running this show and then have this weird apology and she put it out, then delete it.
It's like, oh, honey.
So here's my thing,
read the
Sachin.
room.
She did a mistake and she apologized. Let's give her a pass. I'm not gonna grill her or anything, but here's the cringe about it. She apologized and said, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm apologizing for. So that would be like if I told you, hey man, I'm sorry I stole $5 for you. Nothing I can do about it. I'm gonna keep doing it. But hey, sorry. That's dumb. You know what I mean? Don't even record the video. Like, don't even release an apology in the first place if you're gonna keep doing what you do.
Right.
Why apologize? At that point, it's like, well,
if anything, that almost like cancels out the apology because it's like, by the way, I'm still gonna keep going, but sorry, like.
And I will say, okay, so G Kobe, great update. She did say she's not doing it now after all the backlash and everybody tore into her for this apology. Now she ain't doing it. That's fine. And here's how I feel about this whole situation. I'm not gonna watch a Drew Barrymore movie and be like, there goes Drew. I'm cutting this one off. Like, no, nothing like that. But it just goes to show that our favorite celebrities aren't always the nicest people, and that I'm not gonna hold a grudge on her. It's not gonna really ring in my life, but it just goes to show that she wanted to support her writers in the best way that she could, not running the show. So cringe, weird, awkward. Lo, how do you feel about it? It's just a weird apology. Like I said, it was like she apologized, but it was like, hey, I'm gonna keep running the show, so sorry, but
yeah, I was gonna say I'm so out of the loop on the situation, but just from the sounds of it though, it feels insensitive and it feels like she just missed the point. It's like it's almost like she didn't understand what the strike was for. It's like it just feels so tone deaf. And as a fan of her work, I'm not gonna hate her for it, but it's disappointing to say the least. So
yeah, and I'll say this, man, it does taint her image a bit for sure, but it sure ain't what the hell Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis done did. That they're in a world of trouble right now, and they have not only messed with their images, but they've messed with the image of the company they founded that's supposed to help children out of those situations. So I'm like, why the hell are y'all not running every goddamn thing you do through your PR team? What are you doing out here writing character letters over him of all people? Like, dude, come on.
Right.
At least she actually is stopping her show. Yeah, unlike Bill Mayer. Yeah, at least she's actually putting a stop to it. So there's that. Yeah. But guys, we've been running for a long one this time, y'all. Thank you so much for coming by tonight. Lo, let the people know where they can find you and what you got coming up on your channels, my friend.
You can follow me at Marcellus Durden on Letterboxd and Twitter. I'm a proud member of the Cinema Spot team, editor, writer, reviewer, critic, jack of all trades hat. You can find a lot of awesome movie reviews on our site at thecinemaspot.com. All socials at the Cinema Spot. I'm going to be honest, I am Disney World out, and my mind and my heart is still in Disney World. So when I return to Earth, I will be writing more content for the Cinema Spot.
Sounds awesome, guys. Check them out. I've actually had quite a video block lately. If you guys don't know, I was laid off back in July. So I have been looking for a job. And yeah, that's taken up a lot of my time, a lot more than I thought it would. So I have been a little video block lately. Haven't been getting out as much content, nearly as much as I would like. But I am working currently on a certain review. I can't say what, but a certain review, a couple of reviews actually of 2 things I cannot mention yet. And 2 reviews coming up for those things. And I do also have a the Marvels video that I've been working on actually. And that might come out the week after these 2 reviews, but got that one cooking up. So guys, if you're on the main channel at Geekly Goods, more of that content will be coming out. For now, expect some more short form content and the couple reviews. And then the week after, you'll see the Marvels and start seeing some other videos come out, guys. But y'all, we'll see y'all same time, same place, not next place. Same time, same place here on Geekly Goods Live. Same time, 7 p.m. PT every Sunday, y'all. We'll see you next time on Geekly Goods, baby.